Alright, what is up, y'all? Welcome back, and first and foremost, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to each and every one of y'all. I hope that you were able to relax, spend some time with family, perhaps eat some good food, and unlike myself, escape from the degenerate cesspool that is the internet. Though 2023 is coming to a close, similar to me putting off my Christmas shopping, squeezing it in last second, a few select individuals decided they were going to squeeze in some last minute cringe, which we will discuss in today's video. So essentially I've got a couple topics rolled up for today, just in time for the year to close out, so honestly let's just go ahead and roll it and brace yourselves. So the first story for today is pretty insane to say the least. We're going to be talking about a Karen who, despite it being the holidays, just simply couldn't bear the thought of being civil, being rational, or perhaps spreading some Christmas cheer. Nah, she just really had to stick it to the big corporations. We all know how these Karens can be. We've seen countless videos over the years. But the way she did it in this video is just so insane, so unorthodox. And it involves a local Starbucks. This one honestly surprised me, so let's just go ahead and roll it.
Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. My car just broke down in the Starbucks drive-thru. Yeah, I went right up to the window and went to go place my order, and all of a sudden my car shut off. And it was so weird because there's this long line behind me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. The person at the window is like, hey, can I take your order? And I'm like, oh my gosh, my car won't start. And they're like, oh no, that really sucks. Anyways, long story short, I sat there for an hour in the drive-thru line, and I felt so ridiculous because that means the employees were in there for a solid hour, on the clock, making money to do absolutely nothing.
So let's go ahead and break this down for a second. So she decides to take time out of her day to go to the Starbucks drive-thru to stage some bullshit about her car breaking down, and then decides to go to TikTok to brag about it. First off, what are we flexing here exactly? That you're a piece of shit and wanted to burden a long line of people that realistically had one day off and were just trying to get a coffee before preparing for the holidays? Think about it. These people most likely had shopping they had to do, holiday prep for their families, and if nothing else, this lady just quite simply didn't have the basic human decency to respect these people's time. All this video does is paint you out to be the asshole that you are. It is by no means the flex you think it is. And speaking of the video, you're a grown-ass woman who went through all these mental gymnastics, again, taking time out of your day to then go upload a video to TikTok. Are you a fucking child? If some 16-year-old girl did something like this, it still wouldn't be excusable. But given the fact you look like you're one slip and fall away from Shady Oaks retirement home, makes you look even stupider. Again, you are a grown-ass fucking woman acting like this. How embarrassing. Seriously, someone claimed they grandma. What are we doing out here? The video itself, too, is just so corny, with the little watermelons that I guess are supposed to insinuate her oh-so-hilarious use of little quirky sarcasm. Come on, that's corny. Time to log off, Grandma. She's so out of touch with reality that she doesn't even understand simple cause and effect, the consequences of her actions. So essentially now, because she wanted to pull this little stunt, we've now got a long line of pissed off people who, let's be honest, are going to realistically take their anger out on the 17-year-old barista who's simply just trying to save up for college or something. These people are so criminally underpaid to have to put up with shit like this, especially during the holidays. My heart genuinely goes out to them. I seriously just wish that my life was so perfect that despite the chaos and the stress of the holidays, that I could go and bitch about big corporations and go bitch about Starbucks coffee. But guys, the video itself here that we're talking about today gets even worse, believe it or not.
So then I'm like, maybe I should get a tow truck or something to come. And then the tow truck comes, and then guess what? My car starts. That's so crazy. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that you just got paid to do absolutely nothing. And then an hour of drive-through, of cars going through the drive-through, Starbucks missed out on profits. That's horrible.
And so then she thinks to herself, how can I burden even more people? How can I piss off even more people this holiday season? And so what does she do? She calls a tow truck driver to have to come out. And so not only did the tow truck driver not do anything to deserve having his time wasted, But now she's prolonged a real emergency. Like, imagine someone else's car had happened to break down and this was the only guy that could get them some assistance. Like, again, this lady is such a bitch. And what? To combat big corporations? Like, Jesus, man, I hate people like this that think that their annoying behavior is having such a big impact. Because really, she's so minuscule in the grand scheme of things, and yet she genuinely thinks that her behavior is just going to, like, change the world or something. Like, ridiculous. Like, I don't know, it's okay to have the belief that big corporations suck and that you should support the little guy. Like, at the surface, it's actually a pretty cool idea, pretty cool thing to do. But this ain't it. All you've done is burden countless people, waste their time, and quite frankly, your arrogance did not help the little guy. In fact, hate to break it to you, but Starbucks, I do believe they're going to be just fine. You did absolutely nothing. But yeah, pop off, queen. Keep being a narcissist thinking you did something when in reality you didn't. She could have just simply went to the small mom and pop shop, ordered herself something there and done the same amount of, quote, good that she intended to do, but also not burden people during the holidays. What a crazy thought, right? But shit, what do I know? So the next video up had a lot of mixed thoughts. You've probably seen it making its rounds on Twitter. It's the kid on his birthday who started throwing hands. I'll go ahead and roll it, and then we can of course break it down. So yeah, one of the main arguments I saw with this one is that, oh, kids of this generation are such little brats, and it was his birthday party, and he threw such a major meltdown, tantrum, whatever you want to call it, right? And no one was really talking about how terrible the mother is. Because first of all, if you want to make the argument that kids are so terrible, it really boils down to, in many instances, poor parenting. And I think that that's no exception here, so I don't understand how you could expect the kid to react any different. Just based off the clip itself, I know it's a short clip, but it looks to me like the kid's no older than like 5 or 6 years old. He's having this birthday party. It's supposed to be all about him, right? It's his big day, and yet the mother's just making it all about her. Hey, watch this while I prank the little kid. I shove his face in cake. Ha ha ha, I'm so funny, right? Like, but all you really did was embarrass your 5 or 6 year old kid in front of all of his homies at his birthday party. Again, a day that's supposed to be all about him. We're supposed to be celebrating him. It's supposed to be a day for him to have fun with his friends. Not a day for you to embarrass him in front of his friends and have the spotlight transitioned over to you. Like, the whole situation is just really insane, honestly. And I think, honestly, the mother got what she deserved. When bro started swinging, I thought that was warranted, personally. But yeah, guys, I think that's enough bullshit for one day. I want to end the video on a high note here. So, I saw the funniest tweet I've perhaps ever read in my life, and I figured that I would go ahead and share it with you guys here. So it comes from none other than AB, Antonio Brown, and it reads, "You think I told my son a fat cracker slid in chimney for him to get gifts? Yeah, fucking right. You daddy got this shit for you, champ." And I don't know, man, say what you want about Antonio Brown. We all know he's definitely done some pretty questionable shit in the past. He had that whole incident where he was flashing his meat to everybody. He obviously had that incident where he took his shoulder pads off during the game, hasn't played football since. But this is truly unprecedented. The crazy thing about Antonio Brown, in my opinion, is that he comes on here and just puts out the funniest tweets imaginable. And what's crazy too is I don't even think he's trying to be funny. I think this is just him being genuine, just speaking his mind, speaking his truth, and it ends up being an absolute classic, certified banger. I don't know, you tell me. But guys, that's basically it for the video. I appreciate y'all watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, rating, subscribe to the channel for more commentaries just like this. Leave a comment down below. I would absolutely love to hear what y'all have to say about all this. And until next time, guys, this is Runter, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.